Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm going to be doing a cook and clean with me. I am making a meatloaf, the best I can. I make it like all the time, but sometimes it doesn't turn out that great, so we're going to wing it today. We're going to go for it. But I wanted to show you guys what I got from Walmart just now. I ended up splurging a little bit and getting a rug for the house. I've been wanting to get one, but I haven't. And I also want to show you guys how I decorated, because today I just did something for me and decided to just decorate the house and redo it in here, but not worry about filming it, because sometimes filming it can just get, you know, it's not as enjoyable sometimes when you feel like you have to film things. So I just decided to get this done today on my own for myself, and I love it. It turned out so good. I'll explain everything when I show you guys. I'll show you the rug and the stuff I got from Walmart. So let's go ahead and get into that. Alright, so this is the stuff that I ended up getting from Walmart, and I ran by Aldi's as well, because I forgot potatoes and green beans, so I had to stop by there on the way home. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys everything. So starting over here, I got these denim capris. This is the No Boundary brand. This is the jeans I always wear. These are size 3, and they said they were on sale for $11, but they rang up for $4. So if you have a Walmart near you, check out the pants. But anyway, so I got those pants, and then I got these sandals. These are super cute on. They were $7.98. I got some more lamb's ears, but I got some of those because I used the ones that were in here for the decor in the living room, which I'll show you that in just a minute. I got Amaya some of these capris. These are $4 each. I got some blue jean, like style kind, and then just regular black ones. And then today I was wearing a tank top, and she's like, "Mom, I want some tank tops." So I picked her 2 of these up, a pink and a blue. I also found this on clearance for $1, so I grabbed it. You can never have enough white tank tops. I know mine get dingy really quick, so I just grabbed it since it was only $1. I got some paper plates because they're convenient, and every now and then I feel like it is easier just to use a paper plate than to have to wash a dish, especially when you have children. So anyway, I got some green beans to go for tonight for dinner. I'm going to be making homemade mashed potatoes with these. I got some black pepper. I grabbed this from Aldi. I've never tried it, but this is the only butter they had, so hopefully it's good. I got some onions, some ketchup, diapers and wipes, and a case of water. And then this is the rug I got. So it is super fluffy and just different colored, but it has all different colors in it, so that way it'll hide stains, because this rug has just been through so much already. So I like that. Okay, so for this meatloaf recipe, you're going to need some ground beef. I have 2 pounds right here. If you have a large family, I would recommend using more, but for our family of 4, 2 pounds is just enough to feed us. For some reason, we can eat a lot of meatloaf, so I have 2 pounds there. I also have some bread right here. This is what I use to kind of help hold the meatloaf together. I got some butter, potatoes, because we're going to have mashed potatoes with it, and green beans. And then I have some onions. You're only going to need 1, but I just bought the whole thing. So you need 1 onion, some peppers, onion powder, garlic powder, ketchup, and pepper. Now sometimes I will use a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I think that's how you say it. It just depends. I might use a little bit in this video, but you don't have to have it. But this is what I got, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so the very first step I do when I'm making a meatloaf is I actually chop up all my onions and peppers first. And I have like the little ones, so I kind of make about a cup of peppers, just mixed, different colored ones. And then I'll do a half of an onion chopped up really fine. Now, before I add these into the ground beef, I like to saute mine first, because I think it gives it way more flavor. I don't know why, but sauteing these first and getting them nice and golden brown before you add them in the ground beef to mix everything together is just the extra needed step. It just really makes the meatloaf so much better. So definitely give it a try if you haven't. But I'm going to go ahead and add everything into the pan and start cooking it. Alright, so while the peppers and onions are cooking, I'm going to move on to just washing off my potatoes really quick. I do peel these, but I find that they're easier to peel if they're a little bit wet. So I just got those rinsed off. I actually peel them into a Walmart bag, that way it's just easy for me to clean up, because you definitely do not want potato peels going down your disposal drain, or any drain for that matter. It takes forever for them to dissolve, so just keep that in mind. I actually heard that on a video one time. I don't remember who said it, but I have actually learned that off of YouTube. So I'm just going to peel these really quick, and then we're going to start mixing our ground beef and everything together to make our meatloaf. Alright, so now we're going to make our meatloaf mixture, and what I do is I take some bread and I just chop it up into small pieces, or break it up, I should say. I'm not chopping nothing. I'm literally using my hands. But I break it up, and then I add in some garlic and onion powder. Now, I just eyeball this. I just use what I know we like, so I recommend just being careful with your garlic powder, because you don't want your meatloaf to taste garlicky. But I know at this point I've made this a lot, so I just kind of do like a good sprinkle across the top. Then I add in some ketchup, and I used a half of a cup first, but then I go back in and I add a couple squirts, so I probably used another half of a cup. And I'm going to mix all that in, and then I also added in a capful of Worcestershire sauce, and then I will add in all the peppers and onions and mix all that together. And just keep an eye on the consistency. If I need to add a little bit of ketchup, I will. You don't want it to be super like runny. You want it to be kind of thick, almost as if you're making hamburgers. Because I've learned that if I mix the hamburger meat too much, then it turns into like mush. It never cooks fully. So just be careful on how much ketchup you add. And if you have to, let's say that you accidentally add too much ketchup, just add some more bread. The bread will help soak up all those juices and like make sure that it thickens up enough. So I also wanted to mention that I have tried adding an egg in mine before, and I've also tried using breadcrumbs, and personally I just don't like the way that it turns out. This is the way that I love it, and I know it works every time. I had a really hard time for like the longest time cooking meatloaf, because the texture would come out not good. So over time I've just perfected this and got it to where I know it's at least going to cook fully. So anyway, while the oven is preheating, I'm going to move on to chopping up my potatoes. But first, I'm actually going to wash the pot that the meatloaf that I mixed it in, because since we live in a small home, I have minimal dishes, and sometimes I have to wash things to use them again. It's totally fine with me. I'm used to it. I'm used to having a smaller kitchen and using what I got. So I'm washing this pot out really good, and then I'm going to use that to cook my potatoes in. Alright, so while the potatoes are cooking and I'm waiting for the oven to preheat, I'm going to go ahead and wash off my cutting board again, because I am going to use it for the third time to chop off the ends of my green beans. But I also go ahead and clean off the counter, and I try to keep up with this while I'm cooking. It makes a huge difference on the end of the night when it's time to clean up fully. There have been times when I've just let the kitchen just go the whole time I'm cooking, and honestly, it makes it even harder to clean up in the evening. And there's times whenever I go to bed with a messy kitchen. I mean, I'm not here to pretend that I have my life put together all the time. I get tired. I go to bed with a messy house sometimes. It's totally fine. If it saves me a little bit of energy or a little bit of sanity, then that's all that matters. My grandpa used to always tell my mom, and I've mentioned this before in my videos, that the mess can wait. It'll be there in the morning. It's not going to get up and leave, so don't worry about it. And I just wanted to tell you guys that because I know it's so easy to get caught up in seeing the perfect life on YouTube, but I just want you guys to know that just because I'm doing all this in this video doesn't mean that I do this every single night. There are times we have pizza. There are times that we eat fast food. I mean, I am a normal person just like you guys, so just keep that in mind. And I never want anyone to think that I'm portraying a perfect lifestyle because y'all, I'm still learning myself. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and let this cook, and I'll play some music for you guys, and we'll move on to the next thing. Sorry, I almost forgot to tell you guys that for the green beans, I just use like about a tablespoon of butter. I add in some garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of Everglade seasoning. Everglade seasoning is amazing. If you've never tried it, definitely give it a try on your vegetables, chicken, I mean, literally anything. It's so good. It's like the perfect all-purpose seasoning. And I also add in a little bit of pepper and salt, and I give it a good stir, and I actually cook it on high to get the green beans brown. And then I will turn the heat down and just let them simmer the entire time the meatloaf and the potatoes are cooking.
Every time I'm down, yeah, you make me smile. You're the solution.
Caden's mesmerized. Get it, Bob? Okay, so it looks really crazy right now, but I promise it's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and make like my ketchup mixture to go over the top, put it in the oven without the cover on it, and let it finish cooking. Alright, so I'm just adding some ketchup and like a splash of Worcestershire sauce to the top. This just gives it a really good golden like color, and it also just an amazing flavor. It's delicious. So I add that halfway through cooking it, and I'm actually going to cook mine for an additional 35 minutes. Just keep in mind that you want your meatloaf to reach an internal temperature of 160 degrees. It is so important that you check your temperatures, especially when you're following recipes online, because everybody's oven is different. So just keep that in mind. You're stuck? Yeah. Did Daddy fix your bike? Yeah. He did? Well, that's good. Alright, so, let me clean you guys off, sorry. There we go. So this is the part you probably have been waiting for in this video, but I'm going to show you guys the living room, how I have it decorated now. Like I said, I did this on my own today without filming it, so I apologize to anyone who loves my decorate with me's, but I just really wanted to get this done on my own, and it was nice to just do it without having to worry about moving the camera around and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I did. Alright, so this is now the living room space. We still have our old couch. We do plan on getting a new one soon, but we're going to wait till we find like a good deal on one rather than buying one that's like super expensive. At least that's the plan. But for now, we'll just have our broken couch here. Over here, I actually took this little shelf back out of my office space and I painted it this mineral color with chalk paint. I love this stand now that it's painted. It looks so, so good. And yeah, I just brought it out here. Instead, I just have my office space set up a little differently now. I'll show you guys that in a different video. Now, I don't know what my husband did because he's got the cord and all that. I don't know what is going on, but I'll fix all that up. I actually had this hanging off the back. That way you couldn't see any of the cords, but he moved it. It's okay though. Anyway, this is how I have it set up. Up here, I hung this little shelf up, and I have my family rule sign, a little flower arrangement, an old clock that does not work, and then over here, I've had this sign. I got that from Hobby Lobby. Then this sign I actually had from Dollar General, and it was a white frame, but I gel stained it to make it match everything else. I built this ladder really quickly out of just some scrap wood I had and just nailed it together. It was nothing fancy at all. It's not perfect, but it looks cute. And I added a thicker piece of wood to the fireplace mantle. I do plan on getting, I think they're called corbels. Someone commented on my video and said that those things that kind of go here like this are called corbels. I don't know. I'm looking for some. I'm on the hunt for them. But for now, that's how it looks. And then I just have some of these lamb's ears just laid out. They're just the regular stem ones. I just kind of had them, I just laid them to make them appear like they were a streamer. So there's that part. And down here I laid the logs down and just added some like string lights. So that is now the living room space. Now the dining room still looks the same except for there's some greenery missing in the hutch. I did get some more greenery. That's what I bought today. So I will be adding that back in there. And then I did add this thankful sign above the sliding glass doors. I do plan on replacing these blinds with curtains, but for now, this is what we're working with. So now I'm going to go ahead and open up my new rug that I just bought. I love it. It's going to be so nice because this rug just gets stained up so easily. But I'm going to clean it really well and then actually use this one in Amaya's room and take the rug that's in her room and put it in Caden's room. So that's the plan. So this is the part where I realized the rug was way too small. I always do this, but if y'all stay tuned to the end, you'll see my solution. So while dinner is finishing up, I am going to quickly unload the dishwasher just to get the dishwasher empty and ready for the dirty dishes after dinner. And this is personal preference, but I usually like unload my dishes to the counter and then into the cabinet. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've never had a dishwasher before. I'm like learning, but this is just what I do and it works. So that's what I'm doing. Y'all don't make fun of me, but anyway, the kids are asking for chocolate at this point. It's starting to get late. They're tired. They're hungry. It took a little bit longer than I expected. So yeah, I'm trying to get this done and dinner will be ready in just a minute. All right, so now it's time to make the plates. And y'all, I just do this really quick. So yes, I touch everybody's food. I mean, heck, I'm the mom and the wife. Like, if they can't handle me touching their food, then they really should not eat what I cook. But anyway, I'm adding just a little bit of everything on the plates. And I don't give the kids a ton of food because I don't want to overwhelm them with like a large plate, especially if it's something that they're not wanting to actually try. So you'll notice that I just start with a little bit. If they want more, I give them more. But Caden was so ready to eat, he was just trying to take off with his plate. So I'm going to add the meatloaf to everybody's plate. We're going to eat, and then I'll update you guys on how it tasted. Hey, did you like dinner? Huh? What are you eating? What is it? Chocolate. Chocolate. It sure is. I like it.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old.
All right, so we're putting the food away, and I just wanted you guys to notice that Amaya's plate was not touched. There are nights whenever I cook something that I think everyone is going to love, and one of the kids don't like it. It happens 99% of the time. Something I cook, the kids fight me on, but I do have at least one rule, and that is to at least give it a try. You have to at least taste it. And if you're not sure and you just say, like the kids sometimes I'll say, okay, well, at least try it. They'll take a tiny little bite and just say, no, I don't like it. But they didn't even give it a chance. So I'm like, okay, one more bite. And if you don't like it, that's fine. But I always make the kids at least, I don't make them, I don't force them to eat it, but I always encourage them to at least give it a chance. You don't know if you're going to like it unless you try it. And that's a very important life lesson in general. You should always try things, get out of your comfort zone. You won't know how you're going to react or how you're going to like it unless you try it. So I try to encourage my kids to always try things new and to do new things, even if it is out of their comfort zone, even if it looks like something they don't like. But I don't force my kids to stay at the kitchen table until their plates are clean. I know everybody's different, but this is just what I choose to do, and this is our parenting style, and I respect yours, and I hope everyone respects mine as well. I just know that there's a lot of parents out there that struggle with picky eaters, and I just want you guys to know you're not alone. There are nights when my kids end up having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and sometimes it's better to be fed than not fed at all. So I always look at it that way, no different than breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is great, but formula fed is just as good. Fed is best. Always remember that. no matter how old your kids get.
myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world I just want you, I just need you. I don't know what it is you do. I just want you, I just need you. I don't know what it is
We're shutting down our minds, we just wanna feel that rush. Losing track of time, but that's so typical of us. When I hear the bass playing, we're on the floor. I just wanna let out my roar. Can't wait no more, dancing like we're animals. Hands up, up in the air, jump around like you don't care. Let people stare, just put your hands up in the Just put your hands up in the air.
I'm thinking louder than my brain can take. Have to say something, but words fade away. I want a picture of all of my mistakes, posted on the wall right in front of me. If I could get my feelings straight, my reflection wouldn't be so blurry. If I could see the whole dim landscape, then I'd know what to say to you. I'm moving in 'cause I need connection with you. Give you a sign, my communication's wordless. I'm moving in 'cause I need connection with you. Give you a sign, my communication's wordless.
What do you want from me?
I'm in the video.
Love you.
Love you guys.
Alright, so now that the kitchen, dining room, and everything is clean, I wanted to show you guys a full overview of the living room. Now that it's cleaned and picked up, so this rug was way too small for the space. I thought it was a lot bigger. It looked a lot bigger, like when it was wrapped up, but it's definitely not. So I just layered it on top of the other one, and honestly, it doesn't look bad. I don't know. I mean, I would love to get one that's bigger, but for now, we're going to go with this until we get our new couch. We're getting like a gray colored couch. This is the color I want to get. Something like this. That's like a light gray, but also with dark in it. I don't know. It's kind of what I'm wanting to go for. But once I get the gray couch, I think it'll look really, really good in here. Zoe, I don't know why, but she always jumps on me every time I film. Because I'm just so cute. I just can't help it. Little, do you like the rug? Alright, so the kids are in bed, and I got the kitchen cleaned up. I got the living room cleaned. Oh, I'm ready for bed. I am so tired. I'm fixing to go jump in the shower and then just relax for the rest of the evening. I might even start editing this video because I would really like to have it up for you guys at the beginning of next week sometime. And yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I will list the ingredients for the ingredients, and like I'll try to leave like the recipe in the description box as best as I can, but I should have had like stuff on the screen as well. But in case you just want to screenshot it, I'll do the best I can at leaving like measurements for you. So yeah, it was really good. It turned out so good. The key is like sauteing them onions and peppers before you put it in the meatloaf. I know a lot of people just stick them in raw and then let it cook, but it's not the same. It tastes so much better when you saute them first. I don't know why, but it's amazing. And the bread, the chunks of bread, I don't know. It's like when you get a bite of that chunky bread with all the flavors in it, it's just, oh my gosh, it's so good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was more of like me cooking than anybody, but honestly, meatloaf is not something my husband can really help me with. He's not the type to make meatloaf. He's more of the grill, like normal meat type of cooking, if that makes sense. But today, he just basically entertained the kids while I cooked, and that happens a lot, actually. There's a lot of times where I'm cooking dinner, and my husband is just taking care of the kids, keeping an eye on them while I'm getting it done. So that's what tonight was all about. But thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!